Okay. Yep, they can hear us. Well, they can hear me. Is it because it's coming through the desktop audio? Yep. Hello. I should be very quiet. Yeah, I use banana plug, virtual cable. So that way, like, my music sources and stuff can pipe into that audio, and then I can have the desktop audio muted.
I mean, the song ran out, so we probably should go live, because I know that you can hear one side of a two-sided conversation anyway, so that's probably more sensible. Let me check everything else is going well. We need to mute the desktop audio, otherwise you'll hear Kat twice, and we don't want that happening. Awesome. And say hello, Kat.
Hello, Kat.
How are you doing? This must be disconcerting for you, because you can see totally behind the scenes here of me messing around with OBS as we start going. So that's all good.
And also, I have to turn the stream off because otherwise I get like 3 times the amount of audio and other stuff, and like. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This
awesome.
is pretty much like looking at my time when I'm streaming on my games and stuff. It's like it's other than like instead of it being on my main monitor right here, it's kind of like over there, and then Xbox kind of dashboard is here.
Awesome. So we are going to make an open source contribution together today. I hope you have a nice
Yay.
hot cup of tea or similar. There you go. Yes, good. So.
Kapla.
Awesome. So I've made the world's briefest ticket just so that we have something to refer to, even though most of this is in my mind. So I don't know.
So you've been brief on breath.
We've been very brief on breath. Oh yes, you win. You win. Yeah, we're gonna make an open source contribution. I'm gonna do it from the beginning. First of all, though, I want to, before we do anything, I want to like solidify what this is in my head and kind of show you what this is too. So yes. So update the default options when running a breath init so that it adds Laravel as an option. So when you do breath init, which I'll show you shortly, it asks you what kind of Lambda function do you want to create. And there's no reason why we can't have Laravel as that, because let me show you how this works. So if we go to temp, and then if we cat composer.json, I have this completely empty folder.
Yeah, you need to switch scene as well.
Okay, you need to be able to see it. I understand. There you go. Thank you. This is why I need a producer, right? It's all good. So yeah, we got this completely empty folder. If I remind a ref vendor. Oh no, we don't need to do that because we just haven't breath inited. So there's just this folder with like composer.json, composer lock and vendor. So I have only required breath, and then done a composer install. And then when you initiate a new project, you can use, come on, don't put caps lock on. There we go. Vendor bin breath init as a command to create a new project, and then asks you what type of Lambda you want to create. So a PHP function, which is like invocable via Lambda, but doesn't have an HTTP URL to invoke it via, an HTTP application, and I don't know what a console application is, but essentially all this does is creates a default serverless.yaml file for you so that it gives you same defaults. So, for example, if we pick, um, so if we pick a HTTP application, we have this new stuff. So I'm going to open this up in PHP Storm just so we can see what is actually done. So it's created an index.php in this case, and just effectively giving us a same default serverless.yaml. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So,
so it comes through and says, this is where it is, these are the things that we're looking for, this is where the file is, and like put these things through this thing.
yes, I don't know how it does that. We are definitely going to figure that out. CLDub, how you doing? Hey, 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 hey.
Hello.
Yes. So we need to figure out how and what and why. I got an inkling because I spoke to Matthew, who's going to be on stream on Monday. Yeah, we totally should promote that. Where we're going to be deploying a Laravel app to Lambda with Bref. We're probably going to end up deploying the team time stuff that we've been working on lately so that we get the deployment stuff. Mainly because I need to update the docs on Bref, and so getting Matthew on to show me how to deploy a Lambda, and it being something we've been working on stream anyway, seems like a perfect storm. So, yes. Anyway, I think I understand how this works, right? So, if we look at the code, okay, I guess, what do you think? Do you think we should, like, do the fork and get everything checked out and stuff first before we start pottering on?
Yeah, let's kind of have a look at what it's generated, and then have a look at the bit that generates that.
Okay.
Because it ultimately, what we need to do is we don't care that it's Laravel. We just want to make sure that we understand the scaffolding and what it's building.
Agreed.
So that we can then submit another option and kind of go, here's this thing.
I agree. I think that's very sensible. So I guess what I'd like to be able to do is run through exactly what we need to do in order to create this OSS, this pull request. So I guess the first thing I want to do is to make a fork of Bref, right? I haven't done that yet, so
yep.
I'll probably need to hit the fork button, and we'll fork it to GH. Away we go.
And then switch to another tab and go to Miro, and then we can start our planning.
Oh, are we gonna plan? Okay, I like it. I like the fact that we're gonna plan. I probably need to buy Miro, given that I can't create any more Miro. Oh, my
touchpad's died.
Yeah. Okay, it's okay. I just need to plug it in. This is. I thought
you know you're not meant to feed it tea, right?
I haven't fed it tea. I've started unplugging it because the wire gets on my nerves, and I thought that I'd fixed all of this, but apparently I haven't. Okay, so if we create a new board, this is definitely going to say codename trapdoor will become read only. That's fine because we haven't done work. Yeah, I got completely.
I think trapdoor is pretty much dead now.
Yes, it is. That was fun when we started doing it, but it is pretty much dead now. Yeah, that was a lot harder than I expected it to be. Cool. So, Bref. Okay, so we've done a fork, which is good. I guess I should clone this now, right? Somewhere locally. So when I fork this, effectively all I'm doing is making a copy of the code base into my GitHub domain namespace. I don't know what the name of that is. So that any edits I do and push are not actually going back to Bref PHP Bref. And that means I can set up a modified version of this project and then submit a pull request which back to the origin, which is like, I've made these changes. Are you okay with these changes? So it's essentially all I've done here is forking it. So then I want to clone it. So I'm going to copy this URL because this is the URL we use to clone from GitHub. And then I'm going to go to my terminal and I'm going to go to my www directory. And don't let the fact I'm not using CD fool you. I've got this sweet oh my zish, which lets me do these silly shortcuts. And then we want to do git clone. I always get confused about clone and checkout. It is clone, right? To start with. Bam.
Basically, you're needing to clone it
Yes.
from the GitHub onto your local machine,
Awesome.
so that you have two copies: the one that you're working with and
Yeah.
the remote storage. Checkout basically means like you're kind of like going to a different checkout aisle.
Awesome.
It,
It looks good to me, right? So I
yeah.
guess now the biggest problem we have of this about this that I figured out yesterday or today, which will definitely be part of my next pull request, is there's no contribute.md to tell you what the little quirks and rules and how to contribute to this project are, which is a bit of a
So
pain.
if we assume the regular kind of GitHub rules of create a branch and don't don't push too much at one time,
I
and
agree.
make sure like the pull request is traveling one feature.
I think that's I think that's fair. So I'm assuming that we need to do like the first thing I'm thinking is if we can get the tests running and passing locally, that's a win. I think. What do you think?
I think first we should switch branch.
Okay. See, normally I would do a composer install and run PHP unit to check that everything is working before I create a branch, but I'm totally open to doing things in a better way. So git checkout minus B to create a new branch, right?
Yep.
And
Normally you would specify master before the -b just to make sure that we know where it's coming from, but
oh,
um, the because otherwise it's always from the current branch, and that sometimes can give you a bit of a
so
like headache.
so if I do what that,
Master -b,
that's
and then
brilliant. Do you know the number of times I've created a new branch from a branch I've already created without meaning to and without intending to? So I'm learning straight off the bat. So that's great. So I guess what do we want to call this? Add Laravel to init, and then I'm gonna put the issue number in there. Do we think that's okay for a branch name?
except the hashtag. So just the number. Probably dash rather than a slash because we don't really want to folderize it.
Let's let's stick it at the beginning then, right?
Yeah.
652 add Laravel to init. I think it was 652. It was. Do you know what I'm going to do quickly? Is I'm going to check what kind of see this. If this was all in a nice contribute.markdown, we wouldn't actually have to do this, but it's not. So I'm definitely going to do that soon. But if I look at the branches, I should be able to see how other people have named them. Um,
It's like test Docker and serverless and other stuff. If you look at the pull requests that are in, and have a look at a recently closed pull request.
Yeah, because of course the branches I want will all be on the other people's forks, right? So looking in that branches pane is
Yep.
completely pointless.
We want to look at the closed ones because
Yeah,
those are the ones that have been like merged and etc.
I'm gonna pick a random one from you. Is there any names we recognize? Yes, there is. Let's check this one. Right. Okay. So, uh, yeah, they've just
Breaths, yeah.
used breath dash and then the. That's fine. I think I'm okay with our naming convention then.
Yep.
I don't know why they've gone 744. Yeah. Anyway.
Because it's
Anyway.
PHP 744.
Oh, okay. So I thought that was the ticket number, and it's not. The ticket number was in the pull request. That's fine. Anyway, I'm happy with this branch name. Awesome. So now, do you think what composer install to pull the dependencies in? I'm guessing.
Yes.
I'd like to make sure the tests pass before we do anything locally, because that's always
Agreed.
it's always a
Because then,
solid starting point, right? To know that you can get the tests to pass.
yep, and knowing that the tests pass before we tinker means that we can be sure that if something it no longer works after our tinker, then we know that we've broken it.
Awesome. Cool. You can see me tinkering on OBS there because I clicked something by accident and I hadn't locked everything, so I could have just skewiffed everything everywhere all over the screen. But we're good. So yeah,
Have you checked out the beta for Composer 2?
I have, as I said, I've been running the beta for Composer 2, but every couple of days I'm playtesting the new PHP Twilio Quest missions, which currently check that you've got Composer 1.9 or newer installed. but they're doing a like whatever that symbol is that I never know the name of.
Carrot.
The carrot symbol, so it doesn't recognize 2, which is something that is going to get fixed soon. So I keep having to roll back. In fact, let's self update, because if I just self update, it should pull 2 back down. There we go. So I can roll back to this when I need to test. I don't need to do any more testing until Monday, so we can do this. Cool.
Hey, Derek.
And that's a duckload of dependencies. I didn't know. I don't know. I tuned into a Node channel. Ha 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 ha. Well done, Derek. How you doing, my friend? Okay, cool. So now I guess we need to guess how to run the tests.
Just try typing vendor bin PHP unit.
That's as good as any, I guess. Uh-oh. However, that's not a good sign.
No, but at least we know that there's failures to start with, which means that we may have other bits. So
hacking on XDebug 3 today. You totally should come on stream to talk us through that once there's something to show. I'm definitely up for that. Okay.
Cool. Test post require thing.
First thing, sorry, I'm just going to check which... Okay, 7.4.3. I'm okay with that. Look, Derek. Your name on stream. Right now you can show 400 failing tests. Awesome. Okay, I have no clue how to start on this. So my first thing would be to look at the first test failure and try and figure out what it was.
The test seems to be failing because it's missing that. So, right, okay. So, looks like we're missing our Docker, which is, I saw in the file list there was a Docker compose.
Probably me having Docker running would be like a good start there if it's using Docker. Because I didn't have Docker running. As you can see, the little whale is loading up his containers as we speak. There we go. Should I try again just with Docker running?
Yeah, sure.
What's the worst that can happen, right? I don't have a try it and see scene, which is very disappointing when you're on the... Okay, it's failing again. And that's fine.
Control C, Control C.
Okay.
So effectively, some of the errors are like it's got extra data in, and argv and argc. So is there a README in the?
There is not a good README. This could be end of sports right here. Like if there's no way to get the test running easily without speaking to somebody, then we could be in trouble. But this is the life of open source, right? Perhaps I should have done this off stream, but who cares?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Let's try it and see. And
it is. This stream is built around the maxim of try it and see. Register argc to argv equals on. On is a PHP setting. Maybe turn that off. I love having Derek on the stream. Can you hang out here more often, Derek, please?
So we could possibly create a PR for that to make sure that that's in the the PHP unit XML, because the PHP, rather than us turning it off on ours, we should have it in the PHP unit XML so that it kind of makes sure that the error doesn't fail in future.
That sounds sane to me. I'm going to check. Read the docs first. Which docs? I forgot. Oh, we were going to read the bref docs, right? Register underscore pipe grep register argc argv. Do you think this is a local?
It's off.
It is off. It is off. Awesome. Let's take a look at the docs.
Do you have separate ini for CLI and
I
SVM?
do not. I only use PHP's built-in web server to code on at the moment. So, okay. So I don't see any. There's no contribution stuff. Let's check the docs on the website. There might be. There's no contribute.markdown, which makes it tricksy for us, right? But there might be a page on the docs here.
It says Laravel support right there.
Yeah. This is something we'll definitely need. But more getting the tests running is... Yeah, there's no good docs on contributing, right? Thank you for following Chief Tech Monkey. The chief of all the tech monkeys. Okay, let's see if we can figure this out yet. I'm going to look at the first error And I'm going to look at the code. Vendor bin PHP unit. Let's do test docs. You know I love test docs, right?
Yep.
And then we can see more information about what's actually failing. Okay. And I'm going to go all the way up. Oh, I can't go all the way up to the top. Okay. I wonder if we should run these from within PHP Storm for more, for better like management of. Oh, Sam isn't installed. That's definitely one problem. How many failures did we have? 24. I don't have Sam installed, and this doesn't have a dependency on Sam anymore. So that's weird. I mean, I can install it.
So what if we do, just to eliminate that there's something hinky going on with the argc and argv, which would resume some of them. Let's have a look at php -i and then grep for the argv.
Yes, yes, that's a very good idea. I just thought though that maybe there's a make test that runs these that runs them in the correct Docker environment, which could help us right here, right? Docker images.
I think it's definitely looking for a Docker image because it's trying to test by connecting to a server, which is why we're getting a curl error.
Yeah. Okay, I don't think there's a make test. Right, so back to your idea, which I liked. Okay, so what did you want me to do? PHP...
-i, so we can get PHP info effectively, and then grep for the argc.
On.
There we go. So register argv-argc is on.
So how? Must be getting overloaded somewhere, right? Overridden.
Yeah.
Okay, someone will have to remind me how to get out of Vim later, because that's the thing, right?
:q.
It was a joke. It was a joke. Register argc argv equals off, though. That's weird,
yes.
Right?
So it's off in by default there, but something else is turning it on.
How do we figure that out? Can we just change it? Is it worth us just changing it in the PHP unit.xml first?
Can we not pass it in on the command line just to
test? I don't know how to do that. I'm intrigued.
I'm just trying to remember, like
PHP. I mean, we haven't even got the tests running yet. This is the normal life. Oh, in the XML, do we put it in the bootstrap? Do you mean?
Yeah, in the PHP unit. Wait, I'm just gonna quickly pull up the docs for that.
Can you define it in PHP unit.xml PHP settings? Meh. That looks like a Stack Overflow answer. That.
Yep. So it should be that. Yep. Cool.
Does that look like it would work, even though this person's saying is failing for a different reason, right? So that's a try it. This is a try it and see moment, right?
Yep.
And I guess it goes just here. And the name that Derek kindly gave us was register arg. You can't do it at runtime, so this might not work. We'll try it. But it's nice to know, Derek. Thank you. Argv, and we want the value to be what? Off. Off.
Yes.
Should we try it and see? Let's see. Boop. Well, it's still failing. 24 last time.
Yeah. Let's see how many more. Looks like 24.
It does look like 24.
I'm not going to count how many Fs because that's just.
I don't understand where that's getting set. If it's been overwritten in my PHP ini.
Have a look in the folder. Is there a PHP ini.ini in the folder?
Is that a thing then? Will it take the PHP ini from here?
According to the docs, it's also PHP ini per dir is changeable, so it should do that.
Do you know what? I don't see one, but I'm gonna go do this first as last, where I'm gonna like just set a PHP storm to run my tests for me. Because do a find of PHP in here, a grep of that setting. Where though, Derek? Everywhere in my whole system. That could work, right? But we never know. Blip, 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 blip. PHP unit fix 7.4. Configuration file here. Okay, this should show me, right? Ext op cache, and that's the only thing. Let's open the PHP file in the editor for later. I mean, if it passes in here, it's good enough, right? No, it's failing. It's failing. 24 fail. Is PHP unit automatically using the PHP unit.xml.dist? I believe it should be, right? If in modern PHP unit it does. C. I mean, this is it's off there, but something's overriding it. Okay, let's see what chat says. This code base. Okay. Register arg c to arg v equals 1. Okay, it's being set somewhere for sure in the container factory. That's part of PHP stand though, so that's not part of this actually, and that's where we just modified it.
Yeah. So we know that doesn't work, so we can remove that from the XML.
Yep. I mean, I don't know if it's in the right place even there, but that's fine. Can we set... Okay. What did I... It's not being overwritten here, right? Arg C to arg V.
It's got 3 of them. So that's number 1, that's number 2, and the other one's a comment.
Maybe it's further down in the ini again. I don't think it is. I mean, I could check the other ini files, Derek. That's a very good suggestion. Go, Kat.
So if we copy the register argv argc line, that's off, and add a php.ini into our bref folder.
Will this work? Ooh.
Because it should be per ini dir according to the docs.
Will it? Okay, PHP ini. No, I don't ever want to add files to Git. What, and just do this? Off?
Yeah, yep, in theory.
And will it just detect that? Or do I need
Does it need like the square brackets PHP at the top? It's been a while since I've done this.
I don't think so. Does it? No, I don't think it does, right? No, it doesn't. That's just like a title for the section. Okay, so what? Do I need to do anything special here, or do I just
try running PHP unit and see?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it's getting set though.
So, do PHP minus ini. You can specify the ini. So.
Okay, I don't think it's picking that up automatically. PHP what? Let's do help. You want to pass in, you want to tell it to parse that ini file, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we could do this. Couldn't we?
Yep.
Could we do like PHP and then...
minus D.
Was it minus D? I didn't actually look what it was because I'm an idiot. Yeah, minus D equals off or 0, or does it matter? I never know.
Derek says 0, and
Okay.
I trust Derek to know.
I also trust Eric. His credentials are proven.
He's broken PHP enough times that.
Undefined index argv. Okay, now it just like fails hard.
Okay, so it definitely needs argv.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just basically falls apart anyway. So, like.
Okay, that's something to scratch off. I'd like to see in PHP. PHP unit seems to need it. Yeah. Where do I get the results of my tests? Here we go. Because I can now read these much easier. I mean, what? It's definitely... This is what it's expecting, right? And this is what it's receiving. What happens if I make what was it? Make test something. I'm just intrigued what that make file thing does. Test stack.
Yeah, that does a deploy to the serverless, so that's not going to run the tests locally.
I mean, I wonder if Matthew is available to take a look to help us out. This is all to do with deploying the layers essentially, so you can recompile the layers and publish them. And this is the website. Okay. This is weird because, like, I think most of these are the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just those extra parameters in there. So.
Are they all two arrays equal? Yeah. Okay. Well, we're close here. It's not the end of the world. I'd like to figure out what's going on though. They're all two arrays are equal, right? Yeah. What were the other fails? Okay, this is a curler, right? Yeah, see, this expects something to be running, doesn't it? Do I need to Docker compose up, do you think?
Yeah, go for it.
Try it and see. This is definite try it and see moments. And then I wonder if you're supposed to run these in the Docker compose, in the Docker environment. But we need documentation on this.
Documentation?
Yeah. Wah, 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 wah. Okay, while that's going, I'm going to take a quick look at the code, right? Because I kind of know what we need to do. So I believe somewhere along here in template, we've got console, default, and HTTP, which correspond to the 3 options you get when you do a breath init.
So we need to create a new template for Laravel.
And it will only have a serverless.yaml. And then somewhere or other, we need to add that to something somewhere that tells the CLI to that's the template and this is the folder and this is what you should run.
Let's have a quick search in source then for the word template.
Yeah, I guess yes, that's a good thought. Let's take a look for like console, or console is HTTP is not generic enough either, right? Template. Yeah, it's not there. Okay, it's gonna be inferring this from somewhere. We can figure this out though. Oh, it may be in runtime or such and such. Oh, what is this? Oh, these are the runtimes. Sorry, these are the Lambda runtimes. Ignore those. Demo is the demo app. Docs are the docs. Template goes there. That's fine.
There's a docs folder.
Yeah, this is the this is the docs. This is the website that you see. This is the source for the website docs that we're looking at here.
Right,
They're compiled and then pushed, and then they end up So this is the same stuff as you see on the website.
Yeah.
This is intriguing, though, to me. We'll figure this out, right? Is this working? Is that up now? Is it
Ready to handle connections? Yep. So just switch to a new tab.
Yeah. www.bref, and then what? Just do a vendor bin PHP unit again and see if we get less. Yeah. Oh, dip, bip. Oh God, sorry.
Fapoon it.
My fingers are all over the shop. Nope, we get the same errors. Weird.
Looks like we get more. Just because of visual stuff.
Bref PHP 1, Bref console, and Bref web 1. I don't know what this stuff does, though. 20 errors and 24 failures. So slightly less. Oh no.
Yeah, so we would have got rid of the...
Let's run from here.
Should have got rid of all of the curl 3000 ones.
This is really weird. I think we didn't get rid of those, but it's okay. Now the problem I got here is I wonder if we're running more tests than we need to as well. In as much as this could be testing all sorts of stuff, like building the layers and all that stuff. But, let's take a look. I don't think it does.
Well, that's then something else that we can fix.
Serverless test. Yes. Okay, so these... I think these just get run on the serverless stuff. This is interesting, because I thought this was going to take me 2 minutes, and now I can't get the tests running, so... There's that, right? Sorry, I'm getting carried away and not speaking. I'm trying to figure out how this works. I'll probably see if I can get Matthew to get the welcome to soft running. Thank you, Marco. You may be just the person. Don't turn the sound off and go back to work 1 second. Have you ever seen errors like this when you're comparing arrays in PHP unit? Hang on. It's the tests are failing because it's adding in the $_server has argv and argc. Now, I suspect that means the tests aren't robustness, but they're not my tests, so I don't want to fix them. We've tried changing one of the PHP INI settings so that it doesn't add them, but PHP unit fails. Is this something you've ever seen before? Just the right man for the job. The rest of it looks perfect, look. I wonder
kind
if...
of weird, because it says that the argv and argc should be there when you're running through from a... yeah. Ooh. That's something that I was just about to think. It's like, because they get added when you run it from the command line.
Can you run it through PHP FPM for a change? Like, I could. I don't think I've got PHP FPM installed, but I probably do, actually.
We'd have it inside the Docker instance.
Yes. I wonder if these are... I think these tests are designed to be run through the Docker, by the way. I think that's exactly what the problem is here. And I don't know how to run them. I mean, test stack, potentially.
It's Docker compose run
Serverless deploy -c tests.
Name of the machine.
So I think these might even be designed to be run on Lambda. You know, that's how bad this is.
But that's the...
Because I think you deploy this.
Tests.
Yeah, but this is Bref tests. I think this is designed to be run on Lambda. Because it's bundling the tests, the source, and the vendor folder when you deploy it. And yeah, look, it is designed to be run on Lambda through FPM. That's the problem. I think we just need to do make test stack and then run the test that way. As weird as it is, I mean, it's not weird when you think about what this software is, but I think that's what we need to do. Let's try it. I mean, I'm full into trying and see make test stack. I mean, this will deploy to a lambda, right? No, it won't. I probably don't have this in my own profile. This is the problem now we've got.
I think that we've hit a significant thing, and we haven't got the documentation to tell us what we need to kind of do past it. So.
I agree. Do we just want to try Docker compose run, or do we just want to do something different? Because this is the point where
I think that like putting it down for now and then coming back after we've had spoke with the next person.
I agree.
Or you have.
I agree. So let's do some team time work. If you've got time.
Yes.
Let's do
it's
it.
more coffee time for me.
Let's do it. Okay, so awesome.
So let's have a look at where we got to previously.
Because I don't think you saw where we got to yesterday, right? So this will be interesting to you. So we're all the way up. We've done the create a new Laravel app. We've created a database. I think you were around for that, and we partially got the homepage working when you were here last time. So we finished the homepage view, which is awesome, and it adds some JS to keep the current time up to date. And we created add cards and an edit card view, and we didn't have time to create the delete card view. And then I wanted to look at adding some tests, because none of the stuff we've added is proven to be working because we don't have tests for it. So
So what did you use for the adding and creation? Did you kind of go for something like Livewire in the end, or is it just passing through to something else?
So at the moment, all we're doing is using vanilla JavaScript and moment.js, which I think you suggested. So 2 thumbs up for that. And I'll show you how that works, because that's pretty cool. App.js. No. App.blade.php is what I want. So we've got this render clock function in JavaScript, and it grabs the local clock and sets time to the date and time, which is this little bit up here. So you always got your local date and time in the top left corner.
And that's updating every 10 seconds.
Every 10 seconds we run that, yeah. So we run it every 10 seconds. And then it looks for any query selectors that have .person time, and it pulls...
Yep, go on.
And it pulls the time zone element. It pulls the time zone from the data-time zone at data attribute that we've added to that HTML tag, and then formats it. And this uses moment.timezone to do exactly the same thing, essentially. So if we look at welcome.blade.php, if we look at home.blade.php, then you can see that we're just rendering out the name, and then the data time zone is in a data attribute, which is the time zone. And because they match with the actual real time zones, we don't have to do anything clever. We've also got a hidden class with the ID in there, just because I was using inspect element to find out the IDs of things. So that's kind of not needed. It's just nice to have. So that's all that is, and it's kind of simple, but it works. So every 10 seconds, this will get updated, which is kind of good enough for the basic stuff, right? And then we added so we don't have any links to these at the moment, but we just added Oh, I know exactly what the problem is here.
Yep, we've got the Docker still running.
I don't think it is the Docker, actually.
It says there Web 1.
Yeah, but I don't think that was running on 8000. It could have been. That could be the problem. I thought it was that when I was doing work on the Twilio Quest stuff yesterday, I left a different PHP web server running on port 8000. Because I don't think... I don't think that... PHP, I haven't run PHP Artisan Serve, essentially. Let's go back to team time.
You just killed Breath, and basically that then no longer serves it. So yeah,
totally could have been that. But anyway, there we go. So I need to log in. And then we've just got this incredibly simple form that isn't linked anywhere. So this isn't using any JavaScript. This is just a basic Laravel, a basic HTML form that posts to a Laravel controller. That's all this is. So if we say cat and Europe London, I don't know, that's good enough. Then that gets added. And the code for that is incredibly simple. Essentially, we have an add person controller, which uses the add edit person view, passes in a blank person because we use the same view for add and edit. It needs a person in the what's the word I'm looking for? In the blade variables, essentially, and what route to post the form to. That's all that is. And then we just do the basic validation. We put the validation rules in an abstract controller because it's called from the add person controller and the edit person controller. So we just kind of...
Let's have a quick look at the web route for that edit. So you've got the person ID there.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got the model person.
Yep.
So the edit person, let's put that just. We want, so change that from person ID to person.
Okay. Can you explain why?
Basically, what we're going to do is instead of creating a new object there, we're going to basically pass it through the into the function declaration.
Okay,
so because what Laravel does is that when you hit the URL, if it's got a rootable object mentioned in it, and you say I want this object, you can get that particular item back.
So the URL will not change. It'll just be Laravel magic doing this for us. Lovely. Let's do it. Awesome. So we want both of these to be person instead, right?
Yep. And then basically, if you go to the controller and we want to change the index, add in as a second argument. We want the person, and then $person. And then you can comment out 15 and everything should still work.
And also in handle, right? Because that...
but we want to just check the one first. But carry on.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Let's just check the one first. I think that's a very good point. Thank you for the follow. Davarches. You can give me a marks out of 10 on how much I butchered your name. That seems to work perfectly. I didn't know it would do that. So... How does it know, Kat? This is the question I always come to. Like, how does it know? It's magic.
Basically, because we've called it person, and we've specified that the person variable is a person object in our controller.
These match then, I guess, right? So because we've got person in the root and person as a type-hinted parameter... It knows
it's not so the $person, because that matches it. If you'd put person ID into there previously, you would have got the int person ID.
Awesome.
It tries to push it through, but because person is URL rootable, as in it has the trait URL rootable, it kind of does the lookup and does the request for you. The only downside now is that you can't use it to create straight away.
Question. If you look at how we're getting the person at the moment, we need to do a first or failed so that we check that the logged in user is the owner of this person is the same as the logged in user. So I can't try and edit people you've added to the app or somebody over here's added to the app. I can only edit. Is it magic enough to do that?
It's not, but we can that's something that we can add with fancy middleware if we wanted to.
Okay, we can.
But it's better that we kind of just revert it back for the moment. It was just to.
No, I love it. I think we should. Okay, let's revert it back for the moment, but let's capture it as a potential improvement we can do further down the line. Yeah, because that's really interesting.
our um, our controller shouldn't really care whether this person access can the person that's logged in can or cannot access it. It's only dealing with those with the data it's given.
I think that it's absolutely the controller's job to decide whether this is a permissible action for the logged in user, but that's just my opinion. Like, we can totally.
So yeah, the way that I see it is that like the auth to access the root is controlled by middleware already. Like you have to, it says you can only access the dashboard or the home page if you're logged in.
Yes.
So that then falls under the same view that if you're you can only access this particular thing if this condition is met, and that would mean that it's middleware rather than kind of on the controller. But you can have middleware injected in from the constructor of the controller.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. So one of the things we discussed on stream yesterday is that this is definitely part of an MVP, right? A minimal viable product. I absolutely do not see that editing a user will be its own screen once we decide which JavaScript framework we're going to use, and like this is definitely going to move into a more single page application realm, right, in the future, and therefore I do see these. Oh, I've broken something now. I do see these routes being these screens being short-lived temporary things, just part of the MVP where we improve upon this as part of the iteration of this
Yep.
application. So I'm actually okay with this not being a middleware and not being the best it can be for now. But what I would like to do is capture the fact that we could improve this so that if we, because what starts as an MVP can end up being a feature that lives in an application for 10 years, right? I've seen it happen all
Yep.
over the time. So I definitely want to capture that, because I think that would be a massively good improvement, by the way. I think that this could be something that would totally simplify working with people when you need to edit them or you want to just do anything with people. Having a middleware that checks that the person you're trying to work on is owned by the user who's logged in would be complete common sense to me. So I think that's very good. Thanks for the follow, Derek. I'm massively disappointed you haven't followed me before. And in fact, I think you're not my friend anymore. Um, awesome. So we need to create the delete card view then, I guess. And I guess I mean, I'm more than happy for you to take the lead here. Do we just want to do like delete two?
So yeah, we can do that. That's exactly that.
I'll tell you what it. Derek doesn't have any idea what following does. I'll tell you what it does. Is you help me to hit my 2020 goals within Twilio, where I have a set follow account that I'm trying to hit. So you're helping me move my needles. It actually just gives you a little notification if I go online via whatever you've got your notifications turned on. So how do we see this work? And I go to delete two, and then I get a screen like edit two that says, "Are you sure you want to delete someone in Berlin?"
Um, sure.
You don't sound convinced though. I'm.
It's more that like how do we see that I'm just trying to think like yeah, so let's make it a get and post to the delete.
In the same way that we've kind of done for the edit here, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, it would be a root would be a get and a delete.
Does Laravel work with delete and
Yeah.
oh, okay, cool.
Uh,
So I,
uh,
I I always forget this. So the first thing I need to do is to create the controller, because otherwise I'll start typing this and then when I try and create the controller it'll fail.
the
So
this is still under person, so in theory, like since we're editing a person, we could have it under the edit controller and have the delete action.
I've decided yesterday that I was going to split it into edit person, add person, and delete person. 3 controllers. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It's
Okay.
just my. So I need to create a controller first. Is the thing that I'm learning here? Because if I add the root and then try and create the controller, Artisan will fail because he'll go, "Oh, you're trying to route to a controller that doesn't exist." So I've had that happen so many times that.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Creative. Yes, we only streamed for a couple of hours yesterday, but we got a lot done. And this is just the MVP still, so don't worry too much. We haven't done any of the massively fun things at the moment. Artisan, make controller, and delete person controller. Now you've got me asking whether this edit should be put then instead of post.
Post. If
No,
we want
put.
to, we can change that. So add should be a post. Edit should be a put. But so
Is that work from a form?
you need to do the at method in the editor. So it's a Blade directive called at method. And you just put it just before, just after the opening of the form.
So can can I put method put in here? Does that actually work?
You use method post as normal, and then under at CRSF you do like at method, and then brackets, quotes.
Okay.
Because it basically says that ultimately we want to treat this as a put.
I want to just see how that renders in HTML. That's all. I'm getting distracted, as you know, which is the default state for me. But I'm intrigued to see how that looks in HTML. So how does the browser know to, or does
the browser doesn't?
Laravel redirects it as a put, but in the back end. Okay, I getcha. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm not that
You're
fast.
making a post and you're sending this kind of thing through, so you're trying to do a put, then I'm going to route to the put method.
Do you know what? I'm gonna pull out my normal statements where I'm just gonna use get and post for all 3 of these, because this stuff is gonna go in the bin. Like I'm 99% sure this will not live past the next sprint or the sprint after. So yeah, it's fine. Did I create a controller? That's the question. Yes. So get will be delete, and then, we could just use your magical person. Oh, keep it consistent, guy. I still hate the fact that I have to type these things out, but, we argued about that last stream, or we agreed with that last stream, actually. Not argued. How you doing, Brunty? I asked last stream when you were in here why the hell I give names to all my routes when I only ever, refer to about 10% of them. Shall I use a delete here? Shall I be good, or shall I just do a post for consistency?
Do the post. It
is gonna end up in the bin. It definitely is. Because we're obviously, I can see what's gonna happen here, if I'm honest, right? I can see the fact that probably next stream, which will be the middle of next week, we're going to end up going all in with Livewire on this. I feel like that's what's going to happen. I don't know how you feel about it, Kat. But
I think that we could use Alpine.js instead of which is made by the same person who does Livewire, but it's it means that we still do all our front-endy, the bits that we're doing it exactly the way we're doing it now.
What benefits does this give of me not over React then?
It's not really kind of designed as a full maintenance app. It's all designed to be ultra tiny. As it says there, think of it like Tailwind for JavaScript.
So it's almost like vanilla JavaScript, but because Tailwind's very similar to vanilla CSS, except for it's just stops you having to copy and paste stuff everywhere, essentially.
Yep. So you can see there, it's got the X data with the open false, and then the @click open equals true to change that, and then basically it's
this looks like fun.
If it's open.
I
So
still don't
it's
know how we're
just
going to do the dragging and dropping. Like, I totally would know how to do that using jQuery, but I'm told I'm not allowed to use jQuery in this modern JavaScript framework era, so...
so well. Once we get the basic functionality, dragging and dropping is when we've added lanes and added more on that, which is not part of the MVP.
No, I know, I know. I like to get sidetracked, as you know. It's good.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
doing good, Brenty. I'm doing good. Are we playing games tonight, Brenty? That's the question on everyone's mind. Um, okay, so this... Oh, I've rendered it with put. That's fine. Let's go back. Where were we? So we've got delete, person ID, blah, blah, and then we've got this. So if we go to our delete person controller, delete person controller, it needs to extend the abstract person CRUD controller, beautifully named. Oh, it's date night. Nice.
So what does the abstract person CRUD controller do?
It gives us this get person that pulls the person ID out from the root and pulls the person out if it's owned by the person the user who's logged in. I must start using the right terminology. And it also gives us our validation rules because we shared them between the add and the edit.
And so basically you pass the request that comes from the controller to that.
Yeah.
So what we can do is like do a simpler version, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because effectively we're passing the request which we're getting. So we could, instead of passing the request, pass the person ID.
Yeah, we could, except for yeah, we could pass the person ID. That allows it to be used like outside of an HTTP call, I guess. We could call this then from a command line. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Let's do it.
The other thing is first or fail forces a 404 into the stack.
That's fine, though. I'm okay with it being a 404.
So yeah, person ID, and then we can just remove that whole line.
Hang on, though. This adds copy pasta further up the stack, right? Because now I need to do this.
No, you don't need to do that.
Here.
Just change the request to int person ID.
I don't know what you mean, sorry.
On 12, you've got the request declaration.
Yeah.
Like we could pass the magic in as a model, we can pass the actual item in that weird thing. So we're saying int and then $person_ID because that's the name of the
and Laravel fixes this for us then, right?
Yeah, basically it passes in our rooted parameters as long as there's an argument in the action to say what it's meant to be.
Okay. I need to change some stuff then. Nice. Does it give me a default if it doesn't exist? No, it'll just not root if it doesn't exist anyway, right? Because it has to be something. So if I do D here, this should fail. Oh, that's even better. Well, it's not even better because now I get...
Yeah, so what you can do is you can add rules to your root to say what the parameter has to match.
Okay, let's I'm gonna make this I'm gonna change the add person controller first because we don't have tests, and so I feel like there's no the add person controller doesn't have that anyway, so that's fine. And we haven't come to the delete person controller. Awesome. So we're in the good place to do that. So how do I do that?
Okay, bear with me 1 second.
Shall I check the docs with you?
Yeah.
Laravel add root type.
Root parameter validation.
Validation? Yeah, knowing what to Google is the main point here, right? How to validate root parameters. There we go. And obviously, don't actually read anything. Just read the answer so that you get to see the code example.
So yeah, the here you go is the good one, and then we just switch to the newer version of Laravel.
What are we on? 5.7?
If you jump up to the top, you can then select 7.
Oh, 7, not 5.7. Yeah. Yeah, now I lost my URL.
Yeah, so if you use the drop down on the right rather than the link that you clicked. So if you,
Awesome, thank you. Root parameters, I guess.
yep. So you've got optional
Regular
parameters.
expression constraints, okay.
So you basically do at the end of your root before the name or after the name, you do a where and then you basically give it a regular expression. Again, this is going to annoy you because it can be an array or pairing or anything else. So
Yes, it will annoy me, but
I would say let's go with the array format because then it makes sense for us
if
on
I
it.
if I use the person like we did. Oh yeah, creative. We did that just before you came on stream, and I'll talk you through why we didn't do that right now. But if we use the person, I'm guessing that I don't even need to worry about any of this boilerplate stuff because Laravel sorts it all out under the hood.
Yes.
Okay.
There's additional though that we would need to have um, like change the global scope because it's not just grabbing the one that's there, it's grabbing the one that's there but only when it matches the logged in user.
Yeah. So the reason that we couldn't go with that, and maybe creative Nobu knows something different, is that when we're pulling the person out, we're checking that the auth ID, the owner of that person, the user ID of the person, is the user that's logged in, and so I guess we could like add that into the controller somewhere, saying, sorry, edit. Say like we pass the person in here, like you said, and change the root, and then say if person user ID not equal to auth ID, then bad. Like we could do that.
I found out how to do it.
Oh, okay. So are we gonna? So my question now is because like I love the fact we just get completely distracted, as you know. This is part. No, this is the fun of the fair for me. So this is
So
great. My question is:
okay,
do I need to worry about this regular expression thing, or can I remove that?
let's remove it and let's switch it to using the
Yeah.
person.
Awesome. I'm more than happy to switch it to using the person. So I need to do person. We're doing all this in one fell swoop, by the way, and I know
Yeah,
that you're not gonna be a
that's
big
fine
fan
because
of that.
before we leave this file, we're going to have to add our new code.
Okay. So
Okay, so in here,
sorry.
we want root bind.
Where here just
Yeah, in this file, root colon bind, and then you want person, and then you're passing a function to it.
okay. Should I just use
Yeah,
old school?
and then it takes in the argument of $value,
Yep.
and then inside our function, we do our get with the
This stuff.
uh, no the the get person method call that you had.
Oh, oh, okay. So what's happening here is I'm overriding the default uh, lookup on person and creating my own function that should return a person.
Yes, or first or fail basically.
So this should return a person then. Is that fair to say?
Uh, I yes, yep,
Okay.
yep. Yes, it should.
Awesome. Then we can say like this.
Yep.
I'm so comfortable and confident. I'm going to remove that from the file. By the way, that's how much we're rocking this now. Yeah, blah, blah, and then we just do return.
Return, and then if you change $value to person ID, and we should be cooking with gas.
I think that you just need the request. Then yeah. That's fine. Okay, this is. I think that PHP Storm thinks that I'm not returning a person because where is type hinted to return a builder,
Yeah.
or a
The
model.
first or fail
Yeah,
will yeah.
that. Okay, so now we go back to our edit. Let's get the edit get working first because
Yep.
this is the easiest, right? So we should just be able to say,
So we can delete all that.
just that, right? And then
Yep.
and then fix the type hint.
Yep.
I mean, it's so much magic, but I'm kind of getting bought in to it, and that makes me feel bad. Do not tell Marco. Nobody tell Marco that I'm
The
getting
thing
bought into
is
this.
that like there's certain amount of it that actually is nice. It's just
Okay, so let's take a quick look in the DB. This is where we need tests, by the way, because I'm doing so many like tests by hand. We want to find someone with a user ID of 1, with a user ID 2. So I shouldn't be able to access 1. I
yep.
shouldn't be able to access 1 or 5, yeah? I think.
Okay.
Okay, so it seems to work. I love it.
Yep.
But I should
And
be able to access 2.
because we've done the root bind, the fail happens before a controller even gets hit.
Nice. Nice! Okay. So in the handle, we can get rid of this too. Because we should get the person passed in.
Yep.
Oh, we still need the request though, right? In this instance.
Yep. So you can. It doesn't matter what order you put them in. You can have it first, second, or second, first, as long as it's named
Correctly,
the
yeah.
same as
Yeah.
what we think. Yep.
Excuse me. So now we still should be able to edit this. Bob. Bob. Beautiful. I love it.
Okay. Now, before we do the other thing, let's add a little bit extra, little kind of nicety. On the end of your redirect route, add a with.
Yeah?
Yep.
Are you about to tell me that I can add a message that I can display it in the front end?
Yes.
I chose not to do that last stream. So thank you, but I already looked at it and I said, again, because this is just going to be thrown away in the bin, I'm not going to go too far down this route. The reason I really wanted to get that to look better was because it was really interesting to me about how it worked, but I know how to do the flash messaging, which is great. So, let's get this delete working. Are we happy? Yeah, we're okay with this, right? So we doing it. Index that takes a person and returns a view. I bet in all hardcore Laravel people are absolutely hating the fact that I'm type hinting everything, but that's okay.
Here's a crazy thing. We're just going to have the view, and that's going to be point to the delete. So let's get this working, and then we can try something.
Are you gonna tell me that I could like change this to say view instead of like pass into a controller? Is that what's coming? Yeah, I'm okay with that. That is a step. That's a Laravel step too far for me, and I shall tell you for why. Because if I come back to this in 6 months' time, I'll be like, why is there no handler in the... Why is this controller got an index for rendering the form and a handle, and this controller's got an index for handling the form and a handle, and why is this controller only got, like, hasn't got an index for rendering the form? It'll just blow my mind. So, we're good.
Fair enough.
And this is knowing myself and how I've been working. I like type hinting and I use Laravel. I'm sorry, it was just a bad joke. And it shouldn't be called type hinting. I got a row on Twitter for calling type declarations type hinting. Because it's not type hinting, apparently. It's totally different. You will get shouted at on Twitter.
Type hinting, it comes in from when we're using the old dot blocks.
Yeah. These are type declarations because they're declarative. Yeah. We don't need to know the root because this is a custom form, right?
Yep, the difference mainly is that with type hinting it won't ever fail. With type declarations, if you don't give it what it needs, etc., it will kick your ass.
So, add edit person dot blade. I'm going to copy pasta that because, again, this is the way we roll. Delete person dot blade. Did I name that correctly? I did. Okay. So delete user, and then the action's going to be delete user handler. I got a big row, that's all. Creative. I got a big row on Twitter. Like, of course I did. And then we don't really need any of this nonsense, right? We just have a sentence saying
Yep.
something like, "Are you sure you wish to delete person name?"
Yep.
That's good enough, right? And then we need 2 buttons here, I guess. Yes
And I go back.
and no. Yeah. Which way does it normally go? Is yes to the right and no to the left? I don't know what the standards are. There's got to be
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
standards, right? You're right. It doesn't matter. But let's make no blue and yes red, just so that like there is some differentiation.
Yep.
And then let's do delete 4. Root delete user handler not defined. Okay, delete person handler. That's why I've not used the
Yep.
phrase user anywhere. I've tried to do
In
predictable
theory,
stuff.
you should be able to just put in the that. So the problem is that now we may have the problem that's inspect the form on the front end.
Awesome.
So yes, the person ID. Okay, that's still coming through. That's cool. That's working fine.
Are we
Right.
okay?
Yeah, I was just because you can pass the person directly to the root, and I was not sure if we needed to do so or not.
Yeah, I think we are passing it, right? Yeah, we are. Because I'm not going to worry about
Yep.
what's submitted. Like, if we post to delete 4, I'm going to assume. Like, this is going to mean that if you post to delete 4, you're going to be able to delete stuff without any warning. But I'm okay
Yep.
with that. Because the CSRF should take care of it, right?
Yep, and also because we've bound it, you can't delete other people's stuff.
Yeah. So I'm only going to be able to do, like, dodgy deleting users without being logged in if I am without having this screen, the confirmation screen, if I'm logged in. So I'm only going to be able to skip the confirmation with my own users, so it's fine with my own people. Yeah, I'm confusing you and myself. Let's move on. So we then need to go to the delete person controller and implement handle, which takes a request. I mean, it doesn't. Yes, it does need the request because we need to know the user ID, right? The person ID. Sorry. And
no, we got the person passed directly in.
Yeah.
Because
I don't
we
need.
already
Yeah,
have an established
right.
person in this case, unlike the create.
You're right. The only reason I needed the request previously is because I needed to validate it. I don't need to validate, so I don't need the request in this instance. Because the only way you should be able to get here is if you've clicked yes, right? That's what we're saying.
Yep.
No, on the other hand, well, at this point, both of these will, actually, yeah, both of these will cause you to delete it at this point. Should we fix that later?
Yep.
Do you think?
Yeah. So yeah, we'll fix it. I am in post.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Yeah, we know at least we thought about it at this point, so that's fine. So we have the person. So I just do like person
delete,
and then redirect to the root.
Yeah, return.
Yeah, return redirect to the root, and this should return a redirect, right? Whatever happens, we should redirect from here. Redirect response.
Is it? Are we using the root redirect?
I think so. That's a good question. Yeah, that's what I've been using elsewhere.
Okay. I'm not sure if that's just like Laravel magic,
I don't.
or if that's actually the facade.
It's a function in the global. It's a class in the global namespace. Yeah.
Yeah, which would mean that it is actually the facade. So we just kind of.
Yeah, it's okay. It's good enough.
Yeah.
This is stuff I don't worry about facade so much when I'm doing this kind of stuff. It's when I'm doing like DB access, I'm trying not to, but I am doing that as well now because I'm fully bought in, so it's fine. So this should work, I think, right? I
Yep.
think we can
Since
delete
it's
Bob.
Yep.
Bob's gone. Let's delete Axel Jenkins DDS because I like his name, but I'm gonna delete him anyway. Number 3.
Okay. So before we go and delete him, let's add our little trash can to the
No, we're gonna delete
card.
him because I want to check. I want to confirm my suspicions that no deletes him as well. Yes, it does. So that's what I
Yep.
want to fix first
Okay.
because that's like do things in order.
So basically, let's have a look at Tailwind for a button style, because we
Uh,
basically want to style the button. We want to style the link as the same as a button.
uh, yeah, that's one way we could do it, right?
Because effectively, we want it on Node to automatically just go back to the home page.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, yeah, we can give a button though. If we get rid of the type and give it a, can't you in modern HTTP in modern, could just give it a href in a button these days?
Not as far as I'm aware, because a
Oh,
button
I thought
is
you
an
could.
action. You can do it like an on click and do like window dot
Nah.
location or
I thought you
whatever.
could
But
put a href in a button these days. You can't. I'm wrong. That's totally fine. I just thought that that was a thing. Yeah, I don't. Oh, yeah. I mean, what if we just change that to an A and keep the same styles? Will it just work? Do you think?
let's have a look.
How do I Laravel this up?
Uh,
Root,
root. Yep.
home.
Home. That's it.
I mean, we're definitely in good try it and see moment here. Oh, we don't have a foe anymore because I've been slowly but surely deleting everyone who exists. Okay, that's not too bad. It's not perfect, but as I say, I think this is going to be thrown in the bin at some point. So,
Cool.
oh, I put number 1. I put the wrong. I styled the wrong thing, and number 2, I should have used PX. That's not good, is it? What have I done now?
You've still got P2, so it's
Yeah,
still got a PY.
I thought that it might like be sensible enough to know that. Apparently, it's not though.
Yeah, what I mean is that the you change the X to 2,
Yeah,
to 4, but
I thought that the heights were the same, but they're not. Like, yeah,
no, because they're not in a grid.
they're not in a
You
grid.
could you could literally make the div a grid of.
I could just do like give it a defined width and height, couldn't I? No. Ah, whatever. Let's not get sidetracked. This isn't going to live on. This is not going to live on.
Yep.
No. Okay. Delete. 3. Oh, okay. We've already established 3 is. Yes. Delete someone in Berlin. There we go. Okay. Cool. We're happy.
Yep.
Chat happy. Looks like it. Cool. So. Whoa, what do we got in here? What is that? That definitely shouldn't exist.
What is it?
It's an image of I downloaded. It's Matthew's avatar. I downloaded it to the wrong place earlier. That's all. I thought I deleted it.
Ah,
So when I was creating the next step graphic, I downloaded it. So it's fine. This is why we do git status before we commit.
yep. And why we do git add -p.
Yep. Yep. I don't know why
We
there's.
should probably add ds store
Yeah.
to the git ignore.
We will do that right now because these kind of things just. I end up not doing them and then I wish I'd done them like ages ago.
It's not a folder.
Yeah, it's not. I know. And it's also the wrong capitalization. So that's why I was coming back to look here. There we go. Okay. So we need to add the controller, right? Because I won't get added by P. Because it's not a
Yep.
modification, it's a file creation. Yep, stage that. We've removed get person. We definitely want to stage that. That's simplified everything. And what have we
cleaned up
changed
that
here?
by removing an extra line.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a new line. I'm pointing at my screen, like people are physically able to see on the camera that I'm pointing at my screen, like, cause this is what you get when. So when I'm normally streaming and I'm just on my own, I don't do things like that. But when I'm streaming with a guest, because you end up having a conversation, you forget that they're not in the same room and sitting next to you, and you're not pair programming with you. So it's like I end up doing stuff like pointing at things. Okay, we changed the parameter type declarations there.
Yep.
And we modified the HTML. That's fine.
Yeah, because you copied it inside PHP Storm, PHP Storm auto mounted the file.
It shouldn't. Like, I need to turn that off. It really annoys me. And then we did what? We removed... oh, no, we edited that, but it staged it. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. And then I like to do a quick check to say...
Yep.
Now, this is where I've done a big cock up.
Why is that?
Because I forgot... What I should have done by now is I should have moved back to master and made sure master's up to date with my origin and then branched from there.
Cool.
But what I've actually done is not that, so we're just going to just run with it. It's fine.
We could stash it and do all the things and then come back to it.
We'll just branch from here. It's totally fine.
Yep, don't forget...
Don't forget the B for a start. The dash B is important. Okay, one sec. I just need to quickly check what I am seeing on my screen. So let's do that. And then let's check what's going... Oh, it's fine. It's nothing important at all. I should have closed this before I started, you see, but I didn't. Awesome. So then we go to... In fact, if I just go here, we should be able to... Oh, I didn't push. Idiot. No wonder I don't get the link to the remote branch. There we go. And then we can merge this. I mean, we paired on this, so I totally don't mind us merging this as without a real proper review. That's all good. That's all good. This is slow. Mind you, I am uploading a stream, so I guess it's allowed to be.
Plus, also, it's creating a branch and other stuff, so...
So I can now use this. Tab amnesty. Tab amnesty. Awesome. Comparing changes. Okay, that's not so awesome. We had a PR open for us yesterday by YG, which was nice.
Cool.
Which is a great start for our deployment stuff. Our CI/CD stuff. Okay, so... Let's check this with a pull request. There isn't anything to compare. Oops. What have I done? What have I done, Kat?
Switch to the terminal again. Yes, let's create a new branch. You didn't commit.
Didn't I not I didn't commit. I didn't commit. You're right. I committed to the old branch, didn't I? I'm a fool. Oh, we can just say... I didn't commit at all. I didn't commit to the old branch. I didn't commit to the new branch. I just completely decided committing was not a thing today.
You were going to commit, but then you realised that you were on the wrong branch, and then you pushed the new empty branch up. But
Yes! That's exactly what I did. Because I foresee my problems just before they happen and then fix the problems and then get completely distracted. Feels bad, man. It does feel bad. This is anyone who tells you they are a developer and they don't do crazy stupid things like that every, at least a couple of times a week is not telling you the truth. I feel like these are things that we all tend to do now and again.
I completely messed up my whole development virtual machine environment by trying to change the properties of a file in a folder. Didn't realize it was a symlink, and basically kind of knocked out all of the storage.
Oops.
So I had to then go and rebuild the whole VM because it was not possible to reset it.
I mean, we all do these things all the time. Okay, now I am gonna run through these for sanity check with you before merging. So we added DS store, that's fine. We removed get person because we don't need that anymore because of our new routing foo. White space change because why not? Delete. We added the delete person controller, which is actually very succinct. I like that. It's kind of nice. And then we modified the edit person controller. So we take the person instead of the request. And handle takes the person and the request because we need to do request validate. So, we don't have any options there, I don't think. That's fine. And we removed that because we get it passed in now from the type declaration. And we created a blade template for delete, which is nice. We did quite a lot of updates on web. We added a couple of new routes for delete, and okay, it's fine. And we updated the edit so that it takes person instead of person ID. Awesome. We happy to merge that? I'm happy to merge that. Thank you, Phyllis. I was going to wonder how the moderation was going to work, given that you're on stream today, but you're all over it, as usual.
I've kind of got the chat popped out, like to the side of it. So where you've got the chat showing on OBS yourself, I've got my chat hovering over the top of that.
Oh, I see. Well, that's good. So, if you don't know, this is far from perfect. The only way that Kat can see my screen is by looking at. We're using Skype to dial Kat in, so that we can have the nice heads up and the names and the heads and the blah. And we can see Kat down in the bottom corner, which I can't point to. Down right underneath me and underneath me. There we go. But unfortunately, that means that Kat can only see my screen with all of my OBS Chrome around it. So yeah, it's an interesting thing, right? So anyway, we've done this, we've done that. Now we're getting to the point that
small question: does this tickle?
Yeah. Yes, it does. It's fine. Okay, so we want to do. I mean, we can't. I wouldn't be happy because we're trying to do this in kind of a production environment, right? I'm trying to make this less of a side project and more of a. This is how I would do it if this was a project that I was doing for a job. That's kind of the plan here. And I would not be. So at this point, we've got add CI/CD and then we deploy because we finished the sprint. And we should be in a deployable state at the end of every sprint that we do, even though these aren't real sprints. And if I was doing this in a real production environment, I would feel that the fact that I'm doing this to check I haven't broken anything feels bad to me. Like,
let's add our test. Like literally, It makes no.
Yeah, I'm just trying to explain to people what my thinking is at this moment. As to why I feel like I need to add tests, because
don't forget Paul.
Because so for me, let's DB seed. Artisan DB seed. Let's reset the database so that we get a different set of peeps. For me, any time that I end up hitting URLs in the browser to check and then clicking stuff to check that I haven't broken anything is a time that it makes me. It's kind of a trigger to me that I'm like, oh, this needs to be automated, so I don't have to keep doing this when I change things. So, for example, when we changed all the route in there from having person ID to having person, We should have had automated tests in place to check we hadn't broken anything at that stage, I feel. Would you agree?
Yes.
Because the fact that I had to go to see if I hadn't broken anything by going to the URL and editing stuff and clicking, oh no, I haven't broken anything, is a signature to me that I probably should have an automated test here so I don't have to do that ever again.
Yep. So at present, before we jump onto tests, we've got a major issue with user experience at present.
Yes, we do. In as much as I have to go to these URLs to edit things.
And
yeah.
as such, like you have to then figure out what the ID is and go back and forth.
Yep.
So let's fix that.
Yep. So I'm gonna pop this back here. I'm gonna add a new card. Add icons for add, edit, delete. Because I guess that's what you're talking about here, right? Adding some icons that we can click on. Okay. So let's pop that in there. Because this is
criteria.
This is totally normal, by the way, when I work, where I've worked and when I work, where we're in the sprint and we think we finished, and then we're like, oh, actually, we totally forgot about this, and we have to bring something into the sprint, which hasn't even been scoped out of because we've only uncovered this as by doing the work, so to speak. So yeah, I'm all for it. Creative Noble says I've done a push to master branch, and I was supposed to push to a different branch. Only that Git gave me the merge errors, and I ignored it and did a force push. Yeah, we've all got stories like that. That's the point of using Git, though, right?
The nicety is that you can look in your like ref log or even find the commit that was prior to your push, and your merge, etc., and then basically check out that, and then push that at that point through to master. And if you're like, you can just do a load of other stuff with the right, like, because you've already on a branch, so you can just do those lovely bits and pieces and push the branch, etc.
It's awesome though, right? It is good. Like, how many times when we were working together have I gone into Slack and gone, I've cocked up something on Git. Somebody help me. Tell me what to type. This is what I've done. Like, it's more. Let's just say it's an integer which is larger than 1. Let's just say that much. So, yes.
That's how I've learned the command line. Like, the command line I've learned because it's like, oh shit, how do I fix this before I get fired?
Yeah, there's that, right. Okay, I guess you're taking the lead on this, Kat. This is your
okay. So
this is your ticket.
We should put the spec in it because we've got no exceptions criteria or anything in the actual ticket at the
awesome.
moment. So, can we just have a look at what the previous ones were, so we have a basic idea of...
I mean, the add ones, we didn't really add anything. That was bad. But for these, we just had like a tick box to say what we were going to do.
Cool. So then let's do the same thing. So we need to have... Yeah, so checklist. So we want to add a add button to the menu bar. And then we want a edit button to the card.
To each person card? Yep. Are we saying like each of these... Oh, okay. Each of these cards should have like an edit button somewhere on them that you click that takes you to the right place, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's sensible.
And the same for the delete.
Except not a button, not a butt.
You can add a but if you want. I don't think we're going to pass that criteria.
No. That's fine. Cool. Awesome. Cool. Happy with that. So
the easiest one is to add the add. So let's do that. Are we using anything like Font Awesome?
No, I don't think so. We don't get any items with Tailwind, right?
No, we don't get any icons or anything else.
I mean, we're going to need icons, so... Is there icons that Tailwind works well with? That's what I'm wondering.
Heracons. Hero icons.
Heracons! Yeah, should we just... I mean, are we going to overthink this? Are we going to underthink this? What are we going to do? Just...
I normally just kind of throw the free Font Awesome, but again, I don't really care at this point.
How do I want to... Where's the?
This is all SVGs rather than kind of a Fonty based one, so we have to remember to actually physically output the SVGs to the places.
I mean, that's
Where,
okay, right?
yeah, I was just thinking that like literally adding a HTML element with the right class would be fix it enough.
Yeah, we can.
That's why I go to go for the other one. But you
No,
make
no,
the
no, no.
decision. So
I'm again like what I'm thinking is we are gonna need icons, and what I'm thinking is um we're probably gonna end up adding icons in more later on, which is gonna be non-trivial. We're probably gonna spend some time looking for icons we like, and do we do? So my question is, do we do that now? Uh, Given that these icons are probably gonna live in this project now forever, I
I
don't know
think
what the answer is.
I think let's just go with the free on Font Awesome because we can then link against their CDN. That means we're not actually embedding it in, and if somebody wants to use it and change it to using a different thing, we can do so.
And the other thing is that I actually own a license for Font Awesome for unlimited projects. So if we wanted to go for the pro later on, we can just drop them in. So
Yep.
that's a win. It's a win right there. Okay. I don't want to give you my email address. I mean, I already have your pro. Oh, okay.
Just go to bobby.tables at
Yeah,
example.com.
but I think it emails us the. Does it email us? Let's find out. Otherwise, poorbobbytables at example.com.
Yeah, it does send an email. Okay, fine. Example.com doesn't have deliberately sets it so you don't have it for it.
I happened to stumble upon Oh Shit Git website and helped a lot of Git mess. Oh, that's probably something I'll need in the future.
I
Font
like dang
or
it git.
some CDN. Like somebody's got to have. I don't want to have to give you my email address. Font awesome. You
There it
damn
goes,
you.
straight there. You got 4.7, so just hit the top.
What? Oh,
You're on the wrong version.
but this is the one that makes you.
Yeah, so just go to the start rather than the get started.
Doesn't it only give you the links though in your email?
I don't know.
Oh, I'll just whack it in my email. It's fine. It's fine. I already pay you.
You can just do the already have an account then if you want to right click.
Oh yeah, I do already have an account, but I don't know what my email address and password is because it's been like 3 years since I. This is
Okay.
okay. I'm not gonna. I'm like font awesome, but not stupid sign up. Let's see what Google says to that. Oh, okay. Can I just use like their GitHub repo to do this? Yeah, apparently so. I bet someone's bought this. Excuse me. Okay. All right. Hang on. Let's do this. Let's pull up my email and let's see if I've got a link in my email to. I got. Maybe it's not Font Awesome that I bought. I bought some fonts though. Glyph icons. I think. I think it was glyph icons I bought.
Oh yeah, glyphicons. Yeah.
Let's just use them then. Okay. Cool.
I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, we'll use glyph icons because mainly because I can upgrade to the paid one if we ever need it. How do I do this then?
You have to buy it already.
I already have it. There's free. Aren't there? Oh god, why is this so hard? Right. Decision made. Back. Tailwind CSS. We're going to use the one that was linked from Tailwind CSS, right? Because I'm totally making that decision now.
I'm just going to grab you the links.
Just do that. Just do that. That's better.
I'm just putting like send me the kit code to my rubbish email address.
Okay, because I was just going to download a couple of SVGs because we only need 3 SVGs at this point, right? So we could have just downloaded them. That's fine. Where did you send me the links, Kat?
I send it to myself, so
Awesome. Awesome. It's like nearly 4 o'clock on a Friday. It's nearly beer. It is Friday today, right? Yeah, it's nearly beer o'clock. So that's good. If I can get the icons before you can send me the link, then I win. I win and you lose. Undraw. Hero icons. I mean, I could just download these SVGs, right? What's not to like? Hey, Modestus, how you doing? Nice to see you. I mean, yeah, you're at the end-ish, but we did waste the first 30 minutes trying to get tests to run on Breath, which we couldn't get to run. So, yeah, there's that. Have you sent me the link, or are we SVG?
Yeah, I'm just using mine here, so bear me a second. Right, where's the chat? Chat. Done.
SVG. Oh, you just won. You just literally won. Did you link it in Twitch chat or?
In Skype.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Oh, in Skype. That's on a completely different computer. That's.
Oh, okay. Where would you like me to send it?
No, can you send it in either in Twitch chat or in Slack? Either of those two things is perfect.
Yep. Okay.
We're getting there, Mod. To be fair, Kat's been really helpful today. I learned so much about Laravel's routing today, which is honestly super helpful. Okay, so if I copy this, I know you can't see what I'm saying when I say this. That's by design. And then we want to go to what? We want to add this into our layout, I guess.
Yep.
So if we go to resources, views, layouts, app double up to bit, and then in the head here.
Yep. And done.
Okay, so that, and then I need to go to like Font Awesome Docs, I guess, to find out what.
Fontawesome.com, and then you can just hit the icons and.
Okay, cool. Icons. Right, what are we looking for?
Is this the right version? This doesn't.
You're in control.
Yep, that's fine. Yep, so add.
Add.
Plus.
Add. Plus, you think? Oh, there we go.
See that massive user plus.
Plus. Which one do you like?
So the user plus.
This one.
Yep, because we're adding a person.
Cool. How do I don't want to edit it like that. Can I?
So go up to the top.
This is it.
Just click that and it copies the HTML through.
And then we go into our. Where are we going to add that? Where do you want to add that in the DOM, in the design?
So in our header bar, so we want that's where we said add it. So we want to add it to the left of your name.
To the left of my name. Okay. So then we want to put it here, I guess.
That's the. That's that. So that. You want
only
it
if I'm logged in, though, right?
So
yeah.
So you see the span. Before the span, we want to add a
this one
new
here,
link.
Right?
Yep.
Whoa! But I don't want to delete half of it before I.
Correct.
Can I just whack that in there? Do you think? Is this a try and see moment?
Yeah, that will put the icon. That will definitely put the icon there.
Okay, but we need to style it a bit, right?
Yep, and we also want to put an A around it for making it like a square little button. So we don't want to change. We don't want to change the I at all.
We don't want to change the. Oh.
No, we don't want to be padding the I because
that's okay, right?
Be padding the link.
I want to change the color of it, though, right? So text color. Will that work? Not text.
Yeah,
what is it?
technically.
What's the? It's not text color. Modestus will...
Text-white.
Text-white, yeah. Okay. And what did you want to do? Put something around it?
Yeah, we need to put the A link around, so we need to do the... and then it's you want to echo the root.
Root. Add. Person. Now I know why I add names to my roots all the time. It's because when I need them, they're there.
Yep. And then you probably want to give this the class of, like, to make it a button or something.
That's okay, isn't it? I mean, it's not obvious. You're right, but it probably should say like.
Yeah, you probably. Do you really want it as text?
Well, do you just want the icon there? Do you?
I think just having the icon on it, and you can also do like a title on it to say yada yada yada.
You don't want. Okay, it's fine. Whoa. Okay, boosh. So what do you want me to change? You want it to have a border, like make it like a button.
Yeah. So we want BG white, shadowed, and rounded.
Background white. It'll be white on white.
Okay, so
we can change the foreground color if you wanted to have a white background. I'm good with that.
It's up to you.
BG white. What else was there? Shadow.
Shadow, and
mud. Try it and see.
Yep, rounded.
And instead of giving it padding right here, we want to give it a.
Wrong thing.
Oh yeah. We want it to have a margin to the right, I guess, because we need to pull it from this. I mean, we need it to have.
Yeah, so you can do padding on that to make it.
Okay, that looks good. And now we want this to be text black, I guess. And it does need padding, correct?
Yeah. So on the A link, add the padding, not the icon.
Okay.
Because we're padding, the padding is on the container, not on that.
That's okay, right? It doesn't look right somehow. It doesn't look like it's centered in its container, does it?
Yep. So we could probably do. I'm not sure what the thing for centering is. Text center. There we go. On the A link. Thank you, Modestus.
Yeah, I think that might be an optical illusion, though. Actually, because the plus is there. It's good enough anyway. It's fine.
Yep. And we know that it works. Cool.
Make it a bit wider.
We can fiddle with it afterwards. We're MVPing.
I can fiddle with it. I can fiddle with it forever. You know that.
Yeah.
No, not margin right 10. What am I doing? 4. It's fine. Anyway, you're right. That's good enough. That's good enough. That's good enough. Right.
Yeah.
Tick.
So.
Tick, because we're running out of time.
Okay, so you're so we've done that. So now we commit this change.
You
atomize it.
Okay. You're in charge right here.
And then while you're doing that bit, I'm going to do some cheekiness.
CD. What am I? Team time. Yeah, we can get this one done and then we'll call it there. I'd like to have got the test done today, but we can do that next week. Gives us something to work forward to. What am I doing here? Git add P. Oh, git checkout -B. Boop. Oh no, that's fine. What is the boink? I'm just committing everything because I guess we need. Oh no, we don't. We use the CDN, right? So it should be fine. Thanks, Modestus. 14k points. Needed a way to use them. So nice progress in a couple of streams. Yeah, I don't give you any way to spend your stuff on this channel. I probably should, but it's fine. Okay, so I committed that to buy you some time. What would you like me to do next?
Okay. What I'm going to do? Let's bring up the card.
Okay. I forgot to
So
close Slack after
the
I had that, so
page.
that's. I'm just doing that quickly. There we go. Bring up the ticket, yeah?
Not the ticket.
Oh,
The actual code for the bit that renders the cards.
okay.
Renders the people.
Home. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember the name of the blade template. I knew what you meant. I just couldn't remember.
Cool.
It's right here.
Yeah. So, what we're going to do is we're going to do some quickly cheekiness,
Good.
and I'm gonna
I like
gonna
cheeky
send you
cheeky.
some a nice chunk of code.
It's just a funny thing I noticed. Yeah, it's weird, right? To highlight. I guess on bigger, you do that, Kat. It's fine. I guess on large channels, being able to highlight your message is important. But on this channel, given that um, given that we like, I read every message anyway because there's only a few people here. Then it doesn't kind of matter.
Yep. So I sent it via Slack to you.
Yep, I'm just pulling it up, but I need to hide my screen while I go into Slack. So my oh, okay, I'm gonna copy this, and I'm just going to paste it into a Scratch for now,
Yep.
so that
Basically,
everyone can see what it is.
this is a fancy shadowed box. Um,
What?
and it's showing all errors because you've got PHP at the top and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
PHP.
It's fine. Don't worry.
Basically, it is a slightly styled box with buttons to the right,
Oops.
so we can then copy multiple buttons and then basically just style those up a little bit.
So, what do you want me to do? Should we just paste this into the like somewhere? I tell you
Uh,
what we'll do. I know what we
into that,
we'll we'll stick it here for now and see how it renders. I'm just gonna see how this renders because I don't. I want to know what I'm looking at. Okay, is that what you were expecting?
I can't see it visually, but do you see like a little grey line underneath the where it says job postings and the button, etc.?
No.
Okay, it should have like the border bottom and border grey. Do you want to set the border grey 200 to something like border grey 400?
Border. Where are we looking at?
Team.
Border. Here.
Yep.
Let's set it to 600 for now.
Okay, so that one's that. So we want to not change that one.
I'm guessing it's this one here, right? This
That's just the button.
line 24.
So,
Thank you, Lee. Yeah, I guessed it was line 24. I just don't see
yeah,
the.
but that's our button. That's
That's
not
the
going to give us.
button. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Why is.
Oh, that's because it's meant to go inside our thing. So cut all of that.
I already have it cut, so I'm going to do that. Yeah.
Yep. And basically, just above the H2, paste it in.
Here.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and then where we've got job postings.
That should be the name, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we take that and we whack that in there. And we don't want this anymore. Okay.
Okay, and then basically we can take away the create new job as text and add in our edit icon.
Oh.
No, leave that text there.
Shouldn't. What? Wait. Whoa. Wait. Oh. Hey. Aye. Yes. Okay. It's too big though, isn't it? I guess it may
Yeah,
not be.
we can adjust the button size in a minute.
So we want to find our edit icon here.
Yeah. There should be a like user edit.
How are you doing, Lee? Yeah, I did. I use Command Shift L constantly, Modestus. If you've noticed, it's just that it didn't like. For some reason, it didn't actually like this. Like, it just. didn't like it. It was just weird. I'm constantly whacking Command Shift L during the streams. Okay, so let's see how this looks. It's okay. I mean, this too much gap here.
Yeah, we can adjust those gaps and stuff. So
Look, it doesn't.
so now the like yeah. So now we take the button and the whole button there and copy it.
And then we look for the delete one, I guess, right?
Yeah.
The problem we got is these are buttons, right?
Yeah, we'll fix it in a minute.
Okay. Delete user. What are we after? The cross? The line?
Which one do you feel is best?
I like the line. It's different. Let's just use the line. It's fine. Whoa.
Cool. So now we just
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the way that these are so big, taken away from the most important part of this, which is that.
that's fine. Let's kind of correct that then.
I think it needs to be like down here.
Okay.
I think. I like the rest of it, by the way. I like the change to the styling. Like, I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of that now. That looks a lot better. Welcome to Front End, where you spend most of your time adjusting elements. Yeah, it's totally true.
Let's just do some really cheeky. Okay, so on our div that's around there.
Sorry, I got distracted again. Right, yeah. What do you want me to do?
So on our divs in the code. So we've got that one there. So if we add there, make that grid cols 6 in the top one, not this one.
You'll have to help me here.
Yeah. So add the class grid
here in this line 7. Yeah.
And then grid cols 6.
Okay.
And you need grid as well.
Okay.
And then basically we have wrap an empty div about between that and the BG white one.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
that should come to the end of the span. And then another div.
Here?
Yep.
Yep.
And that is, and then basically we paste our buttons in here.
Oh, it copy and pasted other stuff. What a fool. It's okay. We can fix this. We can fix this. We can fix this.
Command Z and then Command Y.
Command Y.
Because Command Y redoes it.
Oh, Shift Command Z. Sorry, that's what I use for redo.
Yeah. So.
Command Shift Z. Yeah. Right.
In Windows, it's Control Y and Control Z.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we need to set the actual thing up now. So we've got. What's that? Shrinkable and stuff.
This is the stuff that I just pasted in.
Yeah. So remove that div.
Yep.
Because we only want that. Okay. So now on the on this div, we want a class of cols-span.
This div?
1. Yep.
Call span 6.
Just call end 1.
Call what?
Call end 1.
End 1. Yeah.
And that then let's then yep. Let's see. Call span 1.
Yep.
And then you need on the other one to put call span
Oh, which? Well, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm
The one
confused.
above. The div above.
This one.
Yeah. The one. No, the next
This one.
child. Yes.
Okay. Line 8.
Yep.
Uh,
Sorry, it
no,
was
no.
moving fast enough that it
Call,
could cap up.
call.
Span 5. Because we're saying this is going to span 5 of the 6, and then the other one should be that. But that's not working.
Oh! Okay. This is close. I tell you what we're gonna do, right? What we're actually gonna do is we're gonna fix this so that you can click on it. For now.
Yeah.
In fact.
So change the buttons to A's.
Yeah. In fact, what we should do is we should go. We should make this look.
Oh yeah, that needs to be relative. Take off relative, and that'll be why it's not working.
What do you need me to remove from there?
The relative should be, yeah.
I mean, it's too big and it's too intrusive, but it's good enough.
Yeah, we'll fix the things.
It's broken
later.
all of the tiling as well. I'm gonna undo all this. I don't like it. Sorry. I don't like it.
Don't like it.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I like this addition of the line and stuff. I just don't like the rest of it.
Okay. So let's just paste our buttons in then underneath. MVP by it.
I don't like that either because I don't know where these should be. But
yeah, but at the moment,
I think they shouldn't be a button. I think that's what I don't like about it.
That's fine. Then let's just wrap it in an A and remove all the classes.
Yeah, let's remove the. Like most of this stuff.
The class. Everything.
Okay, now we're talking. I mean, obviously, it's going to need some styling because.
Yeah, but we can.
Why is that? Oh, because these are now set height, are they? Because these are two lines. Oh. That's okay. Let's do this. Okay, href equals. What are we on here? This is edit.
Yep.
So it's going to be root edit person. And then the second parameter is how do I pass the person ID in now?
Just do person and then access a $person. Because person knows that its rootable key is the ID, so it'll just automatically, magically does it.
Gotcha. I'm running out of time, that's all. It's not a big deal, but it'd be nice if we could get this actually clickable and then style it next time.
You've got double href.
Oh. Oh, now I've got no hrefs because I went too aggressive.
And you need to change the closing quote at the end of the line.
Yeah. This is the time where I get at my most, at my worst. No, I don't want to delete Bob. I don't want to delete Matteo Wingard. I guess we should have a back on here, but it's fine. Yeah, that works. Awesome. I mean, we can style this all again later, but I am going to change the name because I don't like the fact that it has a big gap here.
Yep.
So I'm going to figure that out. Let's see.
Pi 4, pi 5.
This probably, yeah? It's too much white space. I know white space is popular, but...
Yep, so that's got a negative margin on the left and top. And then you've got...
This doesn't need it, right? This doesn't actually need it, because it's in this... If it's small, then give it more padding. We're not worrying about that at the moment. There you go. I mean, we could probably do a little bit of padding underneath.
Yep. So MB4.
Which one? This one?
Yep. Oh, sorry,
No.
P
Line 9.
PB4. Yeah,
Line 9. Oh, what's this doing? I don't even know what this does actually. Minus ML4.
that means it's a negative of the margin left, so it's taking margin left -4.
Just dragging it in essentially.
Yeah, it's basically moving it left and up a bit.
I preferred it like that. Weirdly.
Yep. So we need the yeah.
X,
We just
Y.
do we need it? Yeah, we do know that. Yeah. Cool.
Beautiful. Happy with that.
Cool.
This is hideous. We need to move that probably to the right.
Yep.
If this was in the right of his container, I think I'd be happy with that. But I am running out of time. So we're okay. Because we're gonna take 2 minutes to boop that, put it in review. Git did we yeah, git at P. What about yeah, okay with that. And then git commit -m added edit delete links. And then git push origin QQ. And I want to remind everyone that on Monday at 2:30 p.m. UK time, we're going to have Matthew on stream, who's going to talk us through deploying a Laravel app to AWS Lambda using Breath. And we're actually going to use this app as the thing that we walk through. So we're going to learn from the guy who wrote and maintains Breath how to push this stuff up to Laravel, up to AWS Lambda. See, this is the 2 hour mark where my mind gets melted. So that's what's happening on Monday, 2:30. No excuses, Modestas, for coming late. None. Cool. So
Let's do a quick throw in of the test.
Okay. First of all, we want to review and merge this, I guess.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because that is important. And then I'm okay with doing a test. I mean, I'm okay for time, let's be honest. It's just, I don't know what... I absolutely have no idea what is on my calendar for... If there is anything, maybe I don't have anything on my calendar.
It's a Friday.
I'm checking. I don't have anything on my calendar. We're all good. That's a good thing. It is a Friday. Okay, so we should probably review this. 2 files changed. We edited the styles here, and we added font awesome to the template. I'm happy with that. Merge. Beautiful. Then we go master and pull origin master. Beautiful. Okay. What do you want to do, Kat? You're in charge again.
So, we need to run the artisan command to make us a test.
Okay, so let's do artisan. First of all, I want to do artisan test just to check, like, everything's good. It is green, sorry.
Yep.
And then you want me to do...
What does the homepage test actually do?
It just does a 200... it just checks... It just does a... use your words, Kat. It just does a HTTP request, I guess, or whatever Laravel does under the hood to slash, and checks that it returns 200. We can check in the code, though. So it gets the URL slash and just asserts that it does a 200. It's good enough. It's something, right? It's fine.
Yeah. So let's, we're going to do something very similar to that.
Artisan, make,
test. And then we go home test.
I'm just checking. Homepage. We already have a homepage test. That's a total misnomer, though, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, home test. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Because by default, it will create it as a feature unless you specify -- unit.
Awesome.
So what we want to do here is what is our dashboard URL?
Good question. Oh, jeez, guy. What is our dashboard URL?
And
Slash
do we
home.
actually care? Let's use the root. So basically, instead of doing slash home, call root.
Yeah?
Cool. And then what do we expect there to give us? Do we expect it to give us 200?
Lee, I'm declaring strict types because I always declare strict types. It's just habit. Yeah, well, we're not logged in, so what do we expect it to do?
Do we expect it to get a 302, don't we, to redirect to the login page?
I guess we do, yeah.
And then you can assert location. So tests home homepage redirects to login when as guest.
Okay, and what are we supposed to say? Response, assert, location, did you say?
Yep. And then you want to do root login.
Cool.
And run our test. Cool, that's worked.
It tests homepage, redirects to login page. It tests homepage. It tests. I think it has to start with test, though, doesn't it? It's a PHP
does,
unit test.
Or you can use
it's got to
the
start.
annotation.
It's got to start with test, which gets removed in the beautification part here. Test homepage redirects to login as guest. I'm okay with that. Homepage redirects to login as guest. Tick. Homepage. We should remove the from. I don't like the.
The doc block is horrible because it's.
I don't like doc blocks. No, I don't either. I just want consistency. I'm not that bothered. The reason I'm using underscores is because I couldn't have A and 200 next to each other because the camel case parser didn't figure it out. So homepage redirects to login as guest. Homepage returns a 200 status code. Well, we want to get rid of this because this isn't actually testing the homepage at all. I'm getting rid of that. That's just totally not important.
Okay. So next thing we need to check is that we can actually access the right one as when we logged in.
Okay. We'll give that a name when we figure out what it's doing. We're allowed to have different opinions, by the way, chatto. If you like doc blocks, you run with doc blocks. I love it. I'm happy for you. I don't like doc blocks. Test homepage. What are we calling this?
Just test homepage. Let's stick with that for the moment.
Okay.
So this login.
Login.
Should be. Sorry, this user. Bear me a second. I'll just.
Yeah, that's fine.
Consult this bit. Yeah, this login.
Login.
Yep.
Just that?
Yeah.
Is it a function or a...
Yeah, it's a function.
A method, sorry. This act as user. Oh. Modestus is saying we want act as. Acting as? Yeah. Is it login or is it acting as? What are we going? Login doesn't appear to exist though. Acting as does. Do I need to grab a user there though?
Yeah, sorry, if you look at the test case in tests.
Oh, I deleted it. I'm an idiot.
No,
in here.
Yeah. Yes, that's our base one. So we can add our login here, and then that will do it.
I don't know what I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, so let's just go with the act as for the moment. That's fine.
Yeah. So do I need to pull a user out of the database here?
Yep.
So user equals user
first.
Just pull the first one out.
Yep.
We don't care, right?
Literally, we don't care because we're just doing.
So acting as the first user in the database.
Then we get root home.
Get root. Okay, this is cool, mind. I'm enjoying learning this stuff. Get root home.
And
Response, assert status. Oh.
Yep,
Okay, if I can type. Yeah, that's why. Assert status is 200.
Yep.
And then try it and see.
Yep, bear with me a second before we move on to that.
I can't resist running the tests for long.
Yep, what you do is you do assert C afterwards.
This is why I wanted to run the test there. No such table. Select what? Oh, do we need to use the database? We need to use something in the. I remember this. It's a trait. Use database transactions. Someone says yes. Do I want? And factories. What? I don't want to modify the database though. I don't want it to run the migrations before the tests here. I just want it.
It's migrations before.
Yeah, I know I need the DB, but I don't want it to run the migrations. If I use the migrations trait, will it run the migrations before the test? Let's try it and see. It's fine. Use database migrations. Use.
It's because it's running against. It's not running it against actual.
Oh, okay.
MySQL.
I see.
Argument wanted acting as must implement the or thing. So our user is not an authenticatable.
There's no users created because we haven't run our seeders.
Okay, so rather than doing user first, okay, what we do is we do the factory as the user creator, or basically do the factory user model. So basically, make that $user.
What's the factory called? I can't remember.
It's a lowercase f.
It's a lowercase f.
Yeah, factory is a nice helper method, and then you pass it the user class. And then, and then at the end we do response assert can see.
Oh well, let's get this running first before
Sorry,
we. Yeah, let's make sure this bit works. Still doesn't work. Must be an instance of authenticatable.
Yeah, so go to our user model.
It is an instance of authenticatable. Hang on, let me check. Use database transactions. No need to put on each line. Yeah, I'm okay. Thanks, Lee. That's fine.
Yep. Okay,
show the test. Chat is owning it.
At the end of the factory call. Because we've basically said to thing we're not actually created them.
There we go. Perfect. Okay, now we want to see. Now you want to do a C, right? So we should see something.
Yep. So response assert C, and then.
Yeah, if I could type.
User name.
Assert C.
Yep.
$user name. Yeah.
Yep. If that's how it's displayed in the header.
Yeah. Let's try it and see again. Yay! Yep. So now we need to rename this to say what it tests. Test homepage. Test homepage displays user name if user logged in. That's what it's testing, right? Essentially. Cool.
So,
I get it, mod. Thanks. Yeah, I was just creating a model, but I wasn't persisting it. Understood.
Yeah.
Why not put in the create?
I forgot about that myself. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
And what was saying like with the linking is that instead of doing like response assert status and then response assert C, they are fluid, so you
They're
can bind them all together.
they're fluent. It's a fluent interface.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I feel like we
Uh,
would wanna like. I feel like I'd wanna somehow remove because I'm gonna need that boilerplate in a ton of tests now, right?
um, something like that. Yeah.
No. Yeah, that's a good point. I like it, Mod. Yeah, we don't need to actually have the response, right? We can do this.
Yep.
I'm just thinking. What I'm thinking about is I'm going to end up shoving that in a ton of different places. In fact, every test that it expects the user to be logged in, we're going to need that boilerplate.
Yep. And each time though, it's going to create a new user, so we want to like be wary of that.
That's something for next
I
time.
think I'm not sure. Doesn't it? It's been a little while. You use transactions. Okay. Well, we figure out that one for next one. I think because
I
it's like yeah.
agree. I'm. If you don't use them, they would persist. Yeah, they're cleared after each test. Yeah, that's that's what I would expect.
So Modestus, how do we make sure that we're using the transactions then? Cool.
Cool. I'm gonna
So yeah,
push.
we can just do add use database transactions in the top of the thing, and then that will work
We
grand.
we already are. That's cool.
Yep.
I'm just thinking about how I can remove this boilerplate next time. So um
This is where the like I didn't realize that in our code base for work we have the like login as that, which then takes either an instance of the user or basically does the factory itself manually.
like can we create our own trait that we use here, and then it adds like this and sets it up for us or something. I don't know. I'm going ahead of
Yeah,
myself. I'm going ahead of myself. You can move it to the test case. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is can we can do something here, right?
yep.
So that yeah, I don't want to move it to the test case because if I move it to the test case, I'm like number one, not all of my tests will be using the database,
All of these
and
ones
number
should
two,
use it.
this test will fail, right? If I have a logged in user, then this test is going to fail if it's in the test case because this
Oh,
expects you not to be logged in.
yep. So this is why we add the function like uh, logged in, and then we move the traits and that method into the test case.
The traits I can see. Yeah,
And then we add a login function
but
to the test case that does the create and all of that boilerplate. So you can then just do this login.
yeah, okay, okay, it's good.
And if you had that like return the same fluency as the other things, then you can make it do this login get and have it all fluented.
Yeah, I think I prefer this. I think I'd prefer to have
Yep.
something like this: get as logged in
That yeah, we then
user.
start having a lot of bits and pieces. So because you're then modifying like the getter call and stuff, and you're having to then pass through to another get, etc.
Yeah, but that's fine. Awesome. Okay, thank you all for a great stream. Thank you so much, Kat.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
thank you, thank you. I had so much fun hanging out with you, at least. Yeah, just a quick reminder that Monday we're going to be deploying this to Lambda, to AWS Lambda with Breath. Matthew's going to be here to teach us all of the intricacies about that, and there are some intricacies. And that's going to be me then updating the docs for Breath once I've learned that on stream. So it's all good. So have a brilliant weekend. Thanks again, Kat. I really mean it. Totally appreciated. And I'll see you all soon.